Hi, these comments are for RK, and I am Michael from OTC, OnlineTOEFLCourse.com, and you're doing my free TOEFL Writing Evaluation. And I read your essay. I'm going to put you in the 3 range, 3.5 out of 5, 22. You're 22 to 24 points. That's where I would score you right now. Okay, let's take a look at your essay. So there's quite a few grammatical errors. Let me just show you one here. You said 2 years ago. Notice how you use that phrase there. I made a deal to help my son. I would not pay until I felt. You see that? I felt my son get better in his exam. So that forced her to follow different strategies, and then finally my son took full mark on exam. So a lot of times in your writing, you'll start with the past tense and then you'll go back into the present tense. So it's that inconsistency with your verb tenses that's affecting your language use. So that's one area. And I think with the connection here, whether or not teachers should be paid based on student learning, you need to make a little bit better connection between your reasons and how paying those teachers result in, for example, here, a better education, or it results in these teachers socializing more to get tips on how to improve their teaching. You can probably make that connection a little more clear. Okay, the main thing here is I'm going to just show you one of your paragraphs, your introduction. The introduction is important. You see, even though there's a popular agreement that teachers should be paid for them without depending on how students learn, I have a different opinion. I strongly believe that teachers should be paid according to how much your students learn. The basis of my opinion is educational and social. So taking that idea, I'm rewriting that paragraph. So here's how I would write that. So I would, instead of having 49 words, I'm going to expand that first paragraph to about 100. So it says, some who complete their collegiate studies will decide to get into education in which these teachers can positively impact their students. After these educators begin their careers, some believe that these teachers' pay should not be based on how much their students learn. Others, on the other hand, contend that teachers' pay should be based on how much their students are learning. I strongly believe that basing teachers' pay on their students' learning will improve students' education, and this financial incentive will encourage teachers to interact with other educators on how to more effectively teach their students. So then we have a little bit better thesis here, and it's just kind of weak how you express that idea, and you had a lot of limitations with your grammar. So there you go. So I think that my score is probably pretty accurate. I'm going to put you at 22 points out of 30. I think you need to improve your language use abilities. You need to get better control, I think, over your grammar, punctuation, word choice, and so on. And of course, you saw the changes I made in your introduction along with your thesis, right? And then in each body paragraph, you want to make that connection more clear of how paying teachers will help them to improve their teaching in both education and then social or interactions with other teachers. You have to make that connection. All right, and I like how you really develop your paragraphs. I think is good, and just be careful about these kinds of sentences. My own experience is compelling evidence for what I mean. I've seen that sentence many times, which means you copied it from somewhere else, so be careful about doing that. All right, so there you go. So now you can see the difference between at least your introduction and then your thesis, and then my introduction plus my thesis compared to what you wrote. All right, thank you.